Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on tonight's episode, I am here with,
Boom, the Barbarian!
and you are what level now?
I am almost level 6.
So level 5 warrior at the moment, along with the level 6 shaman. And basically, we're just right outside BlackBurrow, just killing over here in Qeynos hills. Wow, I can't speak tonight. And the reason behind that is BlackBurrow is completely and totally camped at the entrance. It only takes 2 or 3 people really to camp that area pretty effectively, and there's like 9 or 10 people there. We actually did have a group going there for a little while, but the kills were so slow that most people were just like, I'm going to go ahead and go and see if I can find something better on my own. Now, you got to remember that you can make a lot of experience off of these null teeth that you can get off of them, but it may not make up for the fact that there's just not a whole lot to kill in there unless you're in there at a late hour. Plus, we've noticed that this zone is very frequently used by twinks, by people with very high-level creature, or not creatures, but characters, that then they come over here and create a low-level guy, and they're like, you know what, I don't really want to do the first 10, 15 levels, so I'm going to come over to this zone, get a ton of those, null teeth to turn in, and then bypass 5 or 6 levels when they turn in, 3 or 4 stacks of them. I think right now I only have 10, the null
Are these
fangs.
guys green to you?
I'm not getting any experience off of
Yeah,
them, so
I
yeah.
mean, they're blue to me, but they must be green to you.
Are you getting experience?
No, I didn't get any experience.
Oh, well, that sucks.
That's alright, they must be on the verge of being green.
Yeah,
So,
because you're just 1 level lower than I am right now.
I'm only a yellow and a half away, too, from leveling, so...
But this is a pretty cool zone. It is a little dangerous. Thune doesn't like having really high-level creatures in a zone that is kind of made for newbies.
I'm not used to it, man. I'm not used to it.
He's been spoiled. He's been spoiled by Sony with the other EverQuest games and with EverQuest Live. They don't have that. They kind of went back and took out all those things because they're like, that's too hard. Low levels, they don't need to keep an eye out for really high-level creatures. Why would that be interesting to them? Let's make it as easy as possible and stuff like that. Which, for some people, depending on what type of play you're really looking for. I'm not trying to make fun of them. I kind of am, but I'm trying not to. Because,
That's why I left EQ Live, guys, because it was just too simple. It was too easy. Now, some people may disagree with me, but the fact that you can have a mercenary, and I don't know what it is, but this is the game that I fell in love with when I was a kid. This is the game that I love, and I'm glad to be back. And I'm definitely not used to level 35 skeletons walking around Everfrost Peaks in the Newbie area, but I will get used to it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, like depending on what your game style, particular, interest is in a game, you may decide that you want something a little easier. Is that guy coming? Oh, I thought he was a guard there for a second. I was like, you pulled the guard?
Yeah, man.
It's a good thing we're at a zone entrance. Little dwarf right there. Man, he is really far away from home. Oh, yeah, look at him. He's a twink.
Look at
Wearing
his little
bronze
legs.
armor and
yeah,
stuff.
He's definitely going to.
Twink neighborhood, basically, is what we're going to go ahead and call this area over here. Every freaking guy you see is wearing some really fantastic stuff, or just...
You sound salty, bro. Are you salty?
Nah, I'm not trying to be bitter at all, but I'm just saying, like, I've never seen a zone
Just kidding.
that is so, infested with high-level twinks, high-level characters that are twinking out their low-level ones. It's weird. Like, if you go to Crushbone, you'll see a few of them here and there. They're after the belts for the most part. But the majority of the people there are people who can actually earn experience from the mobs that they're killing and don't have an enormous amount of money to kind of work with. Whereas over here, you can tell right off the bat that it's just... I don't know if he wants that. Let me go ahead and pull it off of him. See if I can. Yeah, might be able to. There we go. Yeah, he didn't want that. He was just coming out of here. You'll see that too. People were traveling from...
Watch out, future skeleton.
What level is that guy?
The future skeleton?
Yeah.
Well, he's only even. I'm thinking of the other skeletons that's wrong. Let me go ahead and pull him while I can.
I was going to say, man, you getting scared by an even? 2 people?
Hey, don't make fun.
I'm not, man. This reaction that you just had is the exact reaction the game, developers wanted you to have. because you were so terrified of those high-level creatures. Whereas in other games, you're just like, ah, another skeleton, who cares? I'll go pick that one up with the other 15 other 60 mobs that I'm going to get at the same time. And area effect all of them at the same moment, and, make like 3 bubbles of experience, and then move on and do the exact same thing constantly. In this game, you have to stop. You have to stop and meditate. You have to stop and wait for your life to go back up. You have to stop and make sure that you don't have too many mobs on you at one time. Otherwise, you're just not going to survive. So it is kind of a change. If you're coming over from, I won't say a modern MMO, but any MMO that has come out probably in the last 5 to 7 years, they pretty much all have the same standardized, make it easy until you get to raid content. And that's really where those games tend to shine. They have really cool raid content, really cool bosses. Some of them even rival the mobs and raids that we have on this game. So this game is not the end-all, be-all. I love this game, to be honest, but
Yeah, it's such an awesome game. It's the best MMO ever made, guys.
they do have
In
room
my
for
opinion.
improvement, though. I mean, there's always things that an MMO can do to change with the times and improve with them as well, but
Well, they have less room than most other. I mean, the only other comparable, and don't give me hate for this, guys, but the only other comparable MMO to
he's
this,
about
in
to
my
say World of
opinion,
Warcraft, I bet.
yeah, World of Warcraft. I played it for 4 years. I loved it. I mean,
I knew you were going to
I
say
love
that.
WoW. I love World of Warcraft, but not as much as this game. This is the game that I came back to. This is the game. I mean, I could go out and go back to WoW, but this is the game this was my first love. I mean, actually, Metroid was my first video game love, on the regular NES. But this game captured my heart and enveloped me and made me a fan more than any other game I've ever played.
Yeah, I played World of Warcraft for a few years there, too, and I have to say it's a fun game for the type of game style that it is. It's not really... I wouldn't really compare Everquest and World of Warcraft in the same
No,
category, other than the
no.
fact that they are MMOs, but they do have
They're
unique
very
properties.
different games. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so they're great in their own right, but it's just if you're used to a game that tends to give you the benefit of the doubt and make things a little bit easier on you, then this is probably not one that you're going to be able to jump into and be like, oh, I'm an expert at it right off the bat, because it doesn't make anything easy on you. The
It is
leveling is
not
hard.
forgiving. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely not forgiving as a game. It will test you.
The corpse runs, even when you first start the game off, that is the basic experience that you need to understand when you first start off. That's what you're going to expect from the rest of the game. This game starts you off in a town. Whatever race that you pick, it has a town that it starts in that's completely, really kind of isolated away from all the other towns for the most part. There's a few of them that are kind of close together, but for the most part, they're pretty isolated. And when you start off in that town, there's no directions. There's nothing that says, oh, here's a little wisp, or here's a little golden line, or here's some little tracking method to make sure that you know where you need to go to talk to your first NPC and get a quest, and that quest will lead you off into the world where you can kind of ease into combat. No, they just tossed you in and said, have fun, right? That's all you got to work with, and you have to figure out, okay, what do I do now? Like, what do my buttons do? Where are my buttons? And when I first started the game, I remember actually not coming into my combat art, my abilities page, and finding out that I even had these things like bind wound and sense heading and fishing, begging, slam, inspect, or open, until I was like level 15, and somebody just happened to mention, hey, why don't you use bind wound? And I'm like, well, what is that? What do I have to type that out as a command or something? And they're like, no, it's one of the little buttons. You can come in here and you can click on that, and you can use bandages to bind somebody up. But there's no instructions to tell you that. So unless you go online and read that stuff or talk to other players, and that's, I think, another one of those little tidbits that really promotes people to talk to one another, is that there wasn't a universal source to figure out where everything was and how to do everything like there is now on the internet. So when you wanted to find something out, you asked around. You asked people, hey, have you done that quest? Do you know of any cool quest at my level? Where's the best piece of armor I should get? What's your opinion on that? What are the best stats? Like, there's infinite amount of questions you can be asking people. And
I'm gonna pull that grizzly.
yeah, go for it, man.
Was it calling you?
Let me check.
Death.
He's yellow. He's only
Oh,
yellow.
Ooh, okay, let's try him.
Yeah, so he's level 7, maybe level 8.
Dork. Oh,
Did you get him? Oh, you missed.
no, I missed with my arrow, man.
Let me get him with drowsy.
Oh, I got him. Oh, God.
no, he's coming.
Ah, here he comes.
Oh.
He's a beast. What have you done?
Oh no, he's on me.
I'm taunting. Oh, no.
Holy crap.
crap.
Oh
Dude,
man, he's
zone
mauling
it,
me for
zone it.
25 points of damage.
Zone it.
See if you can taunt it off of me, because I think you might be able to kill him otherwise. You're actually doing pretty good damage.
That's the third time I've taunted him.
Oh no, I'm
Oh,
stuck.
dude, zone it, zone it, zone
I'm
it.
stuck.
Nah,
Oh
he
man,
he wants your blood, dude. He's out for your blood, dude.
that's my mistake right there, guys. I went ahead and put on a whole bunch of or not buffs, but a whole bunch of spells on him, like Drowsy and my direct damage spell,
Yeah.
before I allowed Thum here to get any of the aggro, which you definitely don't want to do on hard mobs. But I was being stupid and very careless, and you pay for it. Like if we weren't so close to a zone line,
All right, come back when you can because I'm gonna try and take him.
Okay, I'm
Oh
zoning
no,
back in.
he. Oh, okay, maybe if you get back here quickly enough.
Maybe we'll see. If not,
You-
zone it. Don't wait for me if you have to.
Okay. Yeah, you should have dropped all the aggro, so we might be able to do this. We should be able to do this actually.
Oh, now it's taking forever to get in.
Oh God, what did you do? Oh, I'm
go.
dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I don't want to die. I'm too good looking.
No. There was a knoll sitting there waiting for me as soon as I zoned in. So yeah, zone it, man.
Too late.
Did you die?
Yeah, he crushed.
Oh man.
It was a good fight. If you'd have been here, we definitely could have taken him.
If I hadn't, you know, done that stupid mistake at the very beginning.
Oh, it's all good, dude.
It's not all good. Freaking healer messes up on you, gets you killed.
I mean, you're a noob, dude. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, definitely a noob with this character, man. But I know better than to do that kind of stuff. I'm doing it anyways. And it's
guys,
caught on
take a
camera.
tip. If you're a caster, don't cast anything until the tank's, you know, toned enough, or at least done, you know, maybe 20% of the damage, I think it is, or 30%.
You don't always have to do that much. Just know what your aggro is. There's certain spells that aggro more than others. Like if you're an enchanter, don't ever use your stun spells until you figure out, you know, how to use them. Like if you're going to be in a group and you use your stun spells, you're constantly getting hit. You're using them way too soon.
Yeah, stun bells are very high aggro too.
Yeah, for enchanters definitely. For clerics, not so bad. Like you get 3 or 4 very good stun spells at a higher level that really come in handy when you start fighting mobs that complete heal. They usually leave it to either the enchanter or the cleric to kind of do that. The tanks help out with that as well because they have bash and things that can interrupt the mob. Holy crap, that is a loud keyboard, man.
Oh, is that man? Okay, I'm just replying to ZK, so let me know if it's too loud.
Nah, it's alright, man. But yeah, we're going to be doing some videos with ZK coming up here pretty soon. The 3 of us are going to get together. We're going to go to, I don't know where we're going to go yet. Probably Crushbone, maybe?
Oh, we're gonna try and maybe try BlackBurrow again. Get lower in BlackBurrow with 3 of us.
Yeah, I would love to do the zones over here because I've kind of shown Crushbone not only with my cleric but with my paladin, and so I don't really want to head off in that direction again. Oh man, there's your dead body.
Morning's loss.
I will as soon as I'm not getting attacked by these stupid little gnolls. Now, I do have a really, really good weapon from ZK, which is probably why I'm able to take these gnolls on. Granted, I'm not even getting any experience off of these guys, but it's okay because they have the chance at dropping the gnoll fangs, which again you can turn into a quest and get a little bit of experience that way. So I loot everything over here because we're so close to town. You know, there's no reason not to. And the town, for those of you who are not familiar, is off in that direction. If you just head straight, you go around the mountain. Don't go out the mountain. The mountain seems to always have high-level creatures either spawning right on top of them or roaming up there. So my suggestion would be to kind of go down this little gully over here. How heavy or how overweight am I already?
Really? Surely you're not overweight.
No, I'm just running really slow since we lost that Spirit of the Wolf.
Oh, yeah. No.
Makes such a huge difference. Like, you feel it when you lose that spell.
Immediately, yeah, it's crazy.
And I think I get it at level 9 or something like that, because there was a shaman who ran by who was level 10, and he already had it. So
I can't wait till you get it, man.
Right?
It's going to make pulling so much easier in open zones.
And you don't have to worry too much about your weight limit for the most part. As a tank, you still have to worry about it lowering your agility. But for a caster like me, I can kind of get away with having, you know, my guy over-encumbered all the time, just so that I can pick up the stuff that maybe Thune can't. I keep getting interrupted. That spell sucks. Let's go ahead and attack with our melee weapon. Let's see how well we can do. Now, I have 162 hit points and 149 power, or mana. I think that's pretty good for this level. I don't know too much about shamans, to be honest, so you guys will have to let me know what you think on that one. But I got 106 strength, which is pretty nice. I don't really know if I need that strength, unless I'm going to be doing a lot of meleeing. And I do see there are some shamans out there who actually melee all the way up to like their 35s to 40s, and then eventually, after they start finding mobs that do quadruple hits every single time, then they tend to do the root and snare, and then blast it or dot it, and let their pet kind of sit there and take the damage for them rather than them go up there and do it. But I don't know. There's to each type of player out there, you can find a playstyle that kind of suits you for most classes. Like I said, I've even heard of clerics that have been known as warrior clerics, and I think if you're going to be a warrior cleric, just be a paladin, like I've said many times. But some of you
I
insist that,
agree with that. I agree with that.
yeah,
I've never seen a great cleric tank.
I have in
Not,
certain zones. Like if you're going to go to unrest, you can do it there because your undead spells are just so efficient and do
yeah, but
so
you're
much
not
damage.
tanking then. You're not tanking then. You're casting.
Well, you are
You
if
might
you're
be able to take better
soloing.
hits. You might be able to take better hits than a wizard or a mage or something like that, but you're never going to take better hits than an ogre tank or a barbarian tank. So why try? Sit
Right.
back and
Well,
heal and do your job, dude. Come on.
right. I mean, but I like to let people, have their, if they like that specific playstyle and they can make it work, and some of them can actually do it. I couldn't do that. I sucked as a warrior tank or a warrior cleric. I tried it, as I said, and I got killed by grays. So yeah, I'm not good with that even remotely. But as far as healing goes, I'm pretty good. I think I won't say I'm the best because yeah, there's probably people out there who can blow me away with just how good they can do that cleric class. With healing is just part of what you need to do as a cleric. You gotta be able to do the resist. You gotta be able to do the cures and the buffing, and you need to do all that without being asked. You need to pay attention to it, get the timers down, and some days you're gonna have a really really good day, and other days you may have an off day where you just for the life of you cannot keep anybody alive. And when I had days like that, I would switch over to my Shadow Knight and just be like, okay, the Shadow Knight requires you to do quite a bit of thinking, and you got to remember how to pull and fatigue death. But at least if you make a mistake, chances are only you will die. Whereas with a cleric, if you make a mistake, other people are going to die first, and chances are the whole group is going to be the ones who pay the price on that one. So if you're having an off day, it's nice to have another character you can switch to and be like, okay, this is the character I'm going to play today because I just can't make anything else go right on that other one. And I've seen enchanters do the exact same thing. Some days you're just on the ball, and other days just nothing seems to go well. What classes did you play back in the day?
I played my main was a Dark Elf Cleric, which my main now is a Dark Elf Cleric. I played an Ogre Warrior, but that was before I got my own computer and got my own game, so I don't really count that. I had a level 60 Necromancer. My Cleric was level 60. I had a level 60 Druid. And that's it. Those are the three classes that I played. Those are the three classes that I loved. And to be honest, guys, the most fun I've ever had was with my Druid. The Druid, when you're quad kiting, and I know wizards can
Quad kite.
oh yeah, when you quad kite, it was an adrenaline rush back then. It was something that was amazing because if you mess up even once, if you get hit, you've got 4 mobs on you and they're chasing you. And if one hits you, then the other 3 are going to get a hit. And that usually will kill a druid.
Now, quad kiting, for those people who may not understand what it is, maybe you can describe it to them.
Basically, it's just where you pull 4 mobs, and druids get snare, and the snare lasts a really long time. So you'll corral 4 mobs, you'll snare 4 mobs, and then you'll run around in the circle until they overlap each other almost perfectly. Actually, perfectly is good. And then you have area effect spells, area effect lightning spell, and you cast that on them until they die, while still kiting them and keeping away from them. Because like I said, if one of them hits you, the other 3 are going to get a hit and you're going to die, or close to dying. And but when you kill them, when it's successful, you get 4 times the experience at once, 4 times the loot, and when you get to Cobalt Scar, guys, it's just awesome. I mean, sometimes those the Wyverns in Cobalt Scar will each drop a gem.
Oh man, the Wyverns had so many
yeah.
freaking hit points though.
Yeah, they do have a lot of hit
Oh,
points.
wait, are you talking about the little small dragons, or are you talking about the big, like, neck giraffe type red guys?
The Wyverns? they're dragon looking, but they stay up on top of the. Have you been to Cobalt Scar? You've been to Cobalt
Yeah,
Scar,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But
Yeah,
are they the small little dragon ones with the wings, or are they the ones that
no,
look
the
like
ones with the wings.
giant
Yeah,
dinosaur?
with the ones that look like the giant dinosaur. The ones
Oh,
with
so
the
many hit
wings,
points.
yeah, the ones with the wings will actually debuff you. So you want to
Yeah,
avoid those guys at all possible because
but they don't have as many hit points. And for a Shadow Knight who doesn't really have any buffs anyways, the debuff is highly preferable to just the ton and ton of hit points the other guys have.
Yeah, I mean, the drakes, like you said, they fall real easy. I mean, you can kill them really quick. And usually, what I'll do is I'll run through the zone and I'll kill them first. But they respawn really fast, and it takes quite a while to quad kite usually. So usually, one of them will pop back up, and if they get a hold of you, they can debuff you. So you want to make sure when you're quad kiting, you want to make sure that you put your soul on at the very bottom. You want to put all your buffs on first before you put your soul on, because if the drake, if it debuffs your soul, you're screwed, and you're probably gonna die.
And most of the time, guys, if you're going to be doing this kind of quad kiting, you're going to want clarity or KEI or whatever the version is for your Pacific level, because you're not going to really be able to sit down. Most people, when you're a druid and you're just killing one creature, will snare it, and then they will root it, and then they will dot it, and they will sit there right in front of it and just meditate in between when they have to reapply their dots. But if you're doing 4 of them, you don't really ever get to sit down. So you're running around in like a figure 8 pattern or a circle, however way you want to do that. And at some point, you will run out of power if you are not constantly creating more. And really the only way to create power while you're standing up is to have some sort of, enchanter-based power generator, which is, your clarity or EKEI at that point.
Sorry man, I got a guildie asking me questions. The Zalculus.
That's all right, man. What do they need?
They're just asking me questions. He's asking me who my alt is and who is Sith Lord, like my Dark Elf cleric.
We are new to the server, or not to the server, but to the guild. So maybe he just doesn't recognize you.
Maybe he's just checking us out or something like that.
Yeah, for all he knows, or for all we know, he could be the guild leader.
He could be.
It's good that they're keeping track of that kind of stuff, huh? ZK is an officer, so I mean he has the right to invite people. I don't know I don't know what their specific rules are.
I think this guy just wants to get to know me.
Probably. Make sure you're not inviting the wrong sorts of people on.
Yeah.
And it's good when you have a guild that does that. When you get into a guild where they don't really ever talk to you and they never inquire, spend any time with the new people that they're inviting, and they're just inviting anybody and everybody, you'll get some undesirables in there, and the guild may not be as great of a place to kind of hang out as you would prefer it to be. So, keep in mind that some of these guilds have really, really, harsh and drawn out application periods and stuff like that. But usually once you get into them, it's a very, very enjoyable experience because they've weeded out all the people who aren't really, either at that level that they want them to be at, or are the type of people they want them to be, to be in that guild. Sometimes it's not about level requirement. It's about what kind of person you are. And so they will spend time with you over the course of maybe a week, getting into groups with you. And then they will talk to each person who grouped with you and say, okay, what's your vote? What kind of person is he? Is he the type of people that will fit in with us? Whether that means you're a troll fitting in with other trolls, or are you a good person who always looks after other people and kind of takes them under their wing and just is a nice person overall, apprehensively.
I'm almost there, dude. If this guy hadn't been talking to me, I'd already been there already, but I didn't want to be rude.
No rush, man. I'm over here just killing random gnolls for their fangs. And we will eventually go in and turn those in. I want to wait, though. I want to wait until I have like 3 stacks. And then go turn those in and see how much experience we get. That may be way too many. 3 stacks may be a lot of experience that we can kind of just shoot past like 4 or 5 levels. But we'll see. Because right now, like I said, we're only level 5, level 6. So we still... I think I've heard that you can turn these in all the way up to level 15. So we still have a good amount of levels there, but we can still make experience off of turning those in. But again, you get faction as well for turning those in. Where you at?
Me. Oh, I just on there. No, I'm just kidding, dude. I got a regular little gnoll on me. He's gonna die like a little squirrel.
Oh, the one that is always there when you first zone in?
Yeah.
That would be a really harsh lesson for somebody who's like level 1, who's just kind of sneaking through, and then zones in, and there's a freaking mob just sitting there right there on him. There's only a few zones that I can remember that were just nasty. That when you zone in, the zone entrance is blocked, and you have to go through the entire zone to get out. Those really suck when you're, exploring as a tank and you don't have gate. Or if you're exploring with somebody who doesn't have gate, then you're in the same boat. It's like, yeah, I could gate out, but then I'll be leaving Thum here to basically just be rot inside because there's no way to get him out. And so you have to figure some way to either load in a high-level character and come over there and kill everything so he can run out, or give him invis.
I remember when I played my warrior, when I played my ogre warrior the first time, that I would take the death. You know, if I thought my group was going to come back for me, I would stay there and I'd make sure everybody got out, and I would be the last one to leave so that everyone would get out safely. And I would take the death. I mean, as a warrior, that's kind of your job, right? I mean, you're there to take the hits and let everybody else escape, and hopefully your group is good enough people to where they'll come back for you and they'll help you with your corpse run. But make sure everybody gets out, because unless there's sucker or somebody gates you out, you're screwed. You're dead. So, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So hopefully you've got a good group. And
yeah, I mean, as a tank in general, you're gonna die, 60-70% more than most classes. As a cleric, you'll probably die, 90% less than most classes out there,
yeah,
unless of course you're in a very, very dangerous area and you just have
you heal too soon. Yeah, if you heal too soon, you're gonna be the first to die if your tank can't get it off of you.
And that's gonna be a horrible, horrible cleric, because if you die, I hate to keep saying that everybody else is gonna die, but there are groups out there where the creature will do like 150% of a warrior's health during a fight, and so without at least 60%, healing of his health, he's gonna die. And if he dies, the other guys aren't gonna be able to take that, and they're gonna die in like a domino effect. And it's just one of those things where everybody has to do their role, everybody has to do their part, and they have to do it in such a manner that keeps everybody alive, so that you can go on to the next fight and the next fight and the next fight. This isn't really about a sprint. This is more of a marathon. You're trying not only not to die on every fight, but you're trying to make sure that you're in the best possible position for the next one. Like, you don't want to waste all your power to survive one fight, and then on the next one that he pulls in and be like, oh, I'm out of power, so what, now we can't do anything, we're all going to die. You have to balance it out.
We got an old pop back here, though.
Okay, I'm pulling a large bat as well.
Okay. Yeah, he wants to come help us. He's asking us if we want help leveling.
Not especially. I mean, I like leveling slow, to be honest.
I think we're fine. I told him we're fine. I also told him that if he wanted to help, that we would appreciate it. But but then I was here with you and that we were fine. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
if you don't want him to come, I think he's talking about power leveling, and I know that you don't really agree with that. So.
No, I don't mind power leveling. I just know a lot of people don't ever get to see it or get to experience it, so I wouldn't mind showing it once in a while to show people what it's about. But it does kind of fast forward you through a lot of the levels that you kind of would want, so that you can learn how to actually putrid skeleton. There we go. He's only blue. So, I mean, if you're very familiar with the game and you know a little bit more than, say, most people your level, then yeah, go ahead and do the power leveling if somebody offers it. But it's not something somebody's going to offer that often, so don't be expecting it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, most of the people don't have the time. On live, there were a lot of people who did it for money, and that's one thing that I held no truck with. But
there's still people who will do it here for money too. I mean, druids are notorious power levelers because they have that damage shield. The same thing for mages; they get that damage shield that really helps out.
I don't even like killing people with my druid. I used to tell people back in the day that when they would invite me in the group and they'd tell me my healer, before I would leave the group, because I would leave the group almost immediately, and I would tell them I am not a healer, I am DPS.
You're just like my brother, man. He never wanted to heal. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a healer.
Get into a
druids
group,
are not healers. We're DPS. We're damage per second. Yes, we are.
As a druid,
our heals suck.
I don't care. As a druid in a group, 99.9% of the time, you're going to be the healer, because there's just never enough healers to go around.
No. See, I refuse to do it. I got asked too much, and I would leave the group, and I would go solo, because I don't need a group. Druids do not need a group.
Druids, man.
If they didn't want me for my now, I didn't mind DPS, and there's another rabid grizzly. I don't think we're going to try him again, unless you want to.
Yeah, we can. As long as pull him back here. Yeah. As long as I just.
All right, guys. Here it goes. Round 2 with the grizzly of rabidness.
Probably should have buffed you up, but.
Ah, it's all right. Incoming. He's rabid. He's foaming.
Let's see if we can do this. Hopefully we can. What level is he, D? Oh, he's yellow. Oh, yeah, we got this.
Oh, he wants us to go to Crushbone. Oh, God. My
Wow.
face. My face. My face.
Did he punch you with his teeth or what, man?
I
That
don't
is.
know what he did, dude, but it hurt.
Holy crap,
Okay,
dude.
yeah, run.
Oh my god, dude.
Run. There's no way you can keep up with that, dude. It
Run it.
hurts so bad.
Run it, man.
Why did you make me do this?
Run it.
Why? You better be behind me too. He'll eat you, man.
I know, but I had to get that little heal on you because I don't think you'd make it otherwise. There we go.
Okay, so Zalkulis is saying that he's kill on sight near where you guys are. He wants us to go to Crushbone.
Who's Zacchaeus?
He's the guy who's talking to me. The guildmate wants
okay.
to power level us. He does want to power level us. He's saying that.
Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Again, if you do like these videos, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Definitely leave comments down below. The next video may or may not be us getting powered leveled over in Crushbone. So we will catch you next time, guys. If you want to say anything before we leave, Tom?
Oh, yeah, man. Thoom says subscribe.
Till next time, guys.